Hi, this is Talk K Dramas with Bruce and Dallas.
Hey,
This is the last episode,
it
episode 10, Extracurricular.
indeed.
Ooh, okay. Give us your
The
three.
last episode, not the last episode, but anyway, freaking hate Netflix for doing all this stuff. Anyway, so sentence number one: as the police question Kitte's crew and the gangster's girlfriend, Ree talks to Jisoo about how to stay in business. Two, as Jisoo plans his next move, Ree extorts enough money from her parents to make an escape. And sentence number three, Min-hee records her confrontation with Jisoo, which has devastating results.
Oh my gosh. So I was reviewing my notes. I didn't write anything about about Ree extorting money from her parents.
It sets up
Totally
it
forgot about
sets
that.
up a good
Yeah,
15 minutes of the show.
I just didn't write it. I must have been so like just engaged in that scene.
Well, when we watched it the first time, you didn't even write notes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
So
I don't know.
So you went back for it. And so
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
maybe. So the flashback, there was a flashback right in the intro, Mr. Lee talking to his colleague.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember them just saying, he's like, oh, just, get rid of Min-hee,
Mm-hmm. Feed her lunch and
then just have her go.
yeah.
I don't know what that whole scene was about. I mean, that was the intro scene. What was so important about that? Because he was getting ready to leave.
I think it was just the pre-war battle.
He was getting ready to leave
and you kind of
banana
got this.
karaoke.
You kind of got a sense that he was done, like with this whole thing. That's what I felt like. They wanted to set up that he was going to die on this hill.
Okay,
and he knew as much.
so we're at the police station because they rounded up all the high school kids, Kitte
Yeah.
and all his, friends. They have Mi Jung, the owner of the woman at the karaoke bar. They have her there, and they're just questioning all of them.
Right.
And I love how Mi Jung, she's the owner or part owner of the karaoke bar. And it's funny because she's just sitting back, just kind of laying back, like she don't know what's going on. They're like showing the phone, which they think is her boyfriend, the gangster.
That has all the details of
everything.
the business. Yes.
So that is Sue's phone. That's the one they planted. Oh my God. Okay. I already forgot. So
let's talk.
Our friend from Instagram, Chris, I think her name's Chris. Chris,
appreciate you.
She did. She did send us a message where she was like, yeah, pretty much I figured that she was planting evidence. And I was like, oh my God, here I was just thinking, oh, thank goodness you had a charger, girl. You can't have your phone, dying on you. I thought she was charging it. And she's like, let me hide it under here in case somebody walks in and they all I can say is, look, I picked up a whole bunch of junior higher girls last week to go take them to go jump at the trampoline park after school. And every one of them got in my car and was like, oh my God, my phone's about to die. Where's the charger? Do you have a charger? And so I don't know. I must have been thinking I was like, dang, can you imagine being in that and your phone's about to die? Like, why didn't you charge it last? I was not even thinking she was trying to plant evidence.
Yo, Chris, appreciate setting Alice straight on that one.
It's so dumb.
I'm like, I don't even know why we even had to say anything about that, but
because I thought
Alice
she was charging her phone.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, it's just. But let's move on.
Okay.
Let's not spend too much time.
The point is, it worked. She.
Well, the point is that I'm just saying, somebody said on Instagram and communicated with us, we read these things. And so make sure that y'all jump into the loop here, folks, because we do care. We really do care. When we say this stuff, we really want to know.
There's got to be somebody there that thought she was charging her phone. Anyways,
I
okay,
don't
okay.
think so. I don't think you're gonna get any help with this
Look,
one.
she
Bro.
plugged it in. Okay, well, whatever.
Anyway,
She
all
was,
right. Well,
listen,
moving on. We're
the
moving
point
on.
was that it worked because they found her phone. The police, the detective has it. And so she's asking me, me Jung,
Mm-hmm.
like, look, we have all this information. What do you know? And she's like, oh, that she's so cool. I really do like her. And I think she's so cute. I think she's so pretty. And
Mm-hmm.
she's just like I remember her like laying back, like she's like messing with her nails or something. And she's like, oh, so that's why he was with the girls, calling all the girls. Like,
The girls would call him at all hours of the night
oh,
and stuff.
something. She
Yeah.
was like,
I
oh,
didn't want to know. She was like, I didn't want to know about that.
smart. She's
The
nice.
key, though, the key, because it's gonna play is gonna play a role later in all of this, is that she actually looked at the back of the phone. There was a very, focused on moment where the detective had the phone, and then she kind of did this to look at the back of the phone, and she was like, and she didn't say nothing, but to me, it was like kind of like the clear evidence that that was not the gangster dude's phone. That it, like she
Yeah.
was looking for, like, this ain't his phone, but she didn't say this not his phone.
Yeah. Oh no,
She was just like,
she was cool, calm.
yeah. Just like how our phones, it was like Alice and I, were our phones are exactly the same, except hers has a pineapple on the back sticker, and it's like, and if someone says this is her phone, I would have been like, no, it's not, because
Yeah.
it doesn't have the pineapple sticker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was good. It was good. I like the way that she played it cool, and like I said,
Yeah.
it'll factor in just a minute here.
Okay, so at home, Sue and Ree are talking, and he's freaking. He's like
Tearing up the AlphaGo phone.
He was
Took me a
like,
second to figure that out.
oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah, they broke up the AlphaGo phone,
and he was like, aren't you scared? Like, we almost died. And she's like, let's count our losses.
yeah.
I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Figure out. I was, that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, this is kind of like what I do, like figure out exactly where are we and what can we do to fix this.
Yeah, I get that.
But he was scared. He just like, no.
He wanted to get out for sure.
Yeah, he was really scared. And then we see the detective and Minhee talk. They're talking together privately, and she asked if Mr. Lee died, and that's when I guess he died. We don't really know.
Love, he died.
Okay.
This is like,
what? They didn't
you
like
charging the phone all over again. Like really, no, the dude is dead. He's dead. He's dead.
The last time we saw him was just sitting there up on the rooftop.
He's dead.
You know how many shows they make where they're like, oh, he didn't die? He came back to life?
There's
he had that metal stake driven right through him.
If they do a season 2,
he's gonna come back. And
then we can save some room for that.
So she says,
no, for real. Like I hear you.
So she says it's over now. It was kind of sad because she was bonding with him.
No, I get it, but it's like, yeah, I'm already past. I'm sorry. I'm. It's gonna sound weird, but I'm not happy with Minnie. Like, her character is just, oh my goodness. Anyway,
it's okay.
let's get there. Let's get there.
They're at the school, and everybody knows something went down. And the teacher asked, he's, the counselor.
It became public pretty quick. Yeah.
He asked the students not to spread rumors.
Yeah, because Kite said the reason why we all went was because of Minhee. And so there is a whole bunch of business about that.
So that's why when Minhee walks into school, she walks in.
Talk about shameless.
Oh my gosh. And she's like, all these kids did this because of her. I mean, and they're saying like, stay away from her. They just mock her.
Yeah.
And it's so sad. But I don't know. Do they really know what she did? They know.
Yes, because there was a scene in the hallway where they're like, oh, well, I can't sell myself, or you can't sell yourself here or something. So like, it made it clear that they knew about the prostitution.
Yes.
They made it clear about that. Yeah, the girls in there. It's like it happened quick, but it was like there was something in there that was like, okay, they know that she's been oh compensated. Like the word was compensated in that space, if I recall correctly.
So Sue kind of shows up to get the girls to leave her alone a little bit, and they talk. And this is where she tells Sue that Mr. Lee died.
Yes.
And then Sue has a little bit of he has like, I don't know, some type of little daydream or something that he's killed Minhee. Because the next scene we see him dragging her. I thought that was real.
He's rolling through some things, some scenarios in his head.
When that first scene, I thought, oh, that was the only way he had to kill her.
Yeah, I mean,
because yeah, because he's.
But then we find out it's a dream, and it's like
it's a dream. But I don't know if it got any better. I don't know if it got any better because what happened. So I'm just gonna go through it. How it happens. So the next scene, we see Ree, and she's leaving on a one-way trip to Australia, and she asked Sue to go with her.
Yeah, so you didn't even write. So in between that time,
yeah,
that's when she left Jisoo's apartment. She took his phone, and she used that, like she used the recording of the fan, which is the boy band member, right? The failed boy band member.
Oh,
she used that to extort her parents for some get out of jail free money.
Oh, that was so, I don't know if that was cold-hearted of her to do that. But I mean, I don't know. That's her parents. How much money? Do we know how much money she extorted?
She probably didn't take money per se. What she probably negotiated was, yo, I'm going to go to Australia.
She said, how much are you willing to give?
I know, but at the same time,
I thought that's where she got all that money. Didn't she have like a whole bunch of money with her?
That was different.
That was for their money. Her and Sue's money?
We'll talk about it when it comes up. But the money that I think you're thinking of is the money that they got from the gangsters that had the GPS.
No, because the detective found it.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So I think you're kind of blending some stuff together. But she extorted something. And like I said, I don't know if your parents give you, $1 billion won or something like that and say bounce. I don't know if it went that way, but I know that she's going to go to Australia for an extended stay.
Okay, so I thought she extorted all this money from her parents, and she's using that to go to Australia because that's
what she's doing. Let's just say that
he tells her no, have a safe trip. He doesn't want to go, and I was thinking at that moment, he really doesn't want to be with her. Like he's like, if I go away, I don't want to spend my whole time with you. Like I think he's done with her.
I didn't think that.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
Because I was thinking, why doesn't he go? He has to go.
Love, the whole blow up in the freaking thing was about like, we're bad together.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that he doesn't love her.
No, but my point was he doesn't want to be with her. Like he doesn't really want to. Yeah, so, I guess you're right. It's kind of like what you're saying. I
wholeheartedly disagree. I believe
I'm agreeing with you.
No, he does want to be with her,
but he doesn't want to be with her at the same time.
But they're bad together. Yes. They are. I mean, they're literally too complementary on the on this evil side.
I'm agreeing with you. Yes. Okay. Then he doesn't want to be with her because it's not a good combination for them. It's bad. They're two bad people going off together.
And their bad complements each other greatly.
Yeah.
And he loves her, and he'll do whatever he needs to do in order to.
You really think he loves her?
Oh yeah. I mean, whether you want to call it infatuation, puppy love, whatever, however, I'm saying he will do anything for her.
I think he will because they built that together. They have this little history together, and they have this.
He went to the freaking banana karaoke thing, and he didn't even have a plan.
Yeah,
but he went there to save her.
I know, but I don't think it's because he loves her or he has an affection for her. I think it's just They're partners.
No.
I think they're partners. That's how he
If
sees
you
it.
if you missed the love story, I'm sorry, love. This is just like you missing planting evidence. It's like you're clearly missing the love story that's happening here. It's not happening the way that it happened
Okay.
in Boys Over Flowers or something.
I'll
It's
let you
not,
have it, but I don't know if I'm convinced that he still like has this little infatuation with her. I think it's more he just feels indebted to her, like they're partners. Anyways, we'll go on.
no. Oh, this is another one, folks.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Does
Does
he
Sue
actually
have
like
feelings
her?
for her,
Does
like
he have
romantic feelings,
romantic feelings for her,
or does he just feel like they're
business partners?
business partners and he has to, right? You do that for your business partner. Okay, here the detective is trying to figure something out because
Pieces aren't fitting together.
yes, because she still thinks she's still thinking there's something bigger here. Like she still can't, she knows something's not right, or it's not, she didn't figure out everything.
Right.
The other detective's like, we're good.
Yeah.
We
It's
figured
past
it
us
out
already. Yeah.
So she has his phone and she drives, I guess she's going to the school or she drives by or she's
She
going
has
to school.
the bucket of phones.
And that tracking GPS goes off. So,
which I think is completely ludicrous.
So I know this is actually Ryu's phone, the gangster boyfriend's phone, because we saw a scene where they put the tracking device in the box of money, and so they were testing it out.
Yep.
Looking for their dog.
Yep.
So it goes off while she's outside the school saying, hey, you're almost there or whatever, you're getting close.
Yep.
And so she gets curious. So you don't think that could happen? She'd have to turn on the app.
On multiple levels, I don't think that would have happened.
She would probably have to turn on the app, but you know what?
No, I don't think she would have to turn on the app.
South Korea is like a few years, their technology is a little more advanced than ours.
I mean, they are in the fourth industrial revolution, so
yeah. So their technology is a little ahead of us.
I get told that. I've been told that on numerous fronts that like places like Japan, South Korea, that if you go there, their technology is like they come here and they're like,
we went back in time.
Y'all are like a decade behind us, and I'm like, wow, we're really. But I don't think we're a decade behind them in regards to individuals. I think there's most people there's a lot of people who have what they have. It's just that how far it's trickled down to the masses.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about. So, but anyway, I just don't get why she's taking the gangster bucket of phones to the school. That doesn't make any sense to me.
For whatever reason, she just had them with her, in her car.
And then it just automatically turns on. Maybe phones probably have died by now. I'm being dead serious. Like there's just little simple, like I'm just like,
no, it just happened the night before, or happened that day. They brought them all in. It's probably that day still. You know what? Maybe she had the phone with her when she was showing Mi Jung. She's like, I have his phone, and then she had the bucket of phone maybe still in her. And
maybe, but to me, the biggest bridge to cross is literally why is she taking the gangster bucket of phones, right? Because it's a bucket of phones from the gangster from the banana karaoke place. Why are you taking that to the school?
Maybe it was already in her car. And then why out of all
she did it. It seemed like she did it purposefully because she was, and maybe she's like, well, I'm about to go to work or whatever. But that, just little stuff like that.
Maybe
just doesn't,
she was going to take it down to like the lab, to their lab.
There's no lab at the school.
Not the school, was on her way and it was in her car.
I mean, if that's the case, then then drop me a hint.
But I was thinking, why out of all the bucket of phones, she chooses Sue's phone to show Mi Jung. Why because I guess she's looking through the phones and that is the one that has that app.
Well, that's the one that has all the information and stuff. Yes.
Okay, so we see a scene where Ki-tae tells Min-hee that he found her hat at the banana karaoke.
Yeah, this is where Min-hee figures out that Jisoo must have been at the banana karaoke.
Because remember, if you forgot, she gave Ki-tae that hat with the character on it for his birthday. He didn't really care for it. She kept it, and then she ends up giving it to Sue. So Sue wore it when he went to the karaoke bar and dropped it when he went to go save
Yes.
Ree.
Yes. So now that's the connections that are all being made now.
So the next scene is when Minhee is questioning Sue why he was at the banana karaoke. And this is where he looks terrible. He looks caught.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is he gonna just talk? I mean, he could have said anything. He could have said that's not the only, was that like one of a kind hat? So it wasn't mine. Or he could have said, you know what? Ree was wearing it. Does she know Ree was at she doesn't know Ree was at the karaoke bar either, huh?
I don't know. Yeah.
He could have said something. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I would have just said like, that's not my hat.
Probably, yeah, somebody else
Got your
has
hat
it.
at the house. Done. Not like she would know and she would be able to check up.
So then
But you know what? It's like I feel for him like in this moment because he's had sleepless nights.
he
at
needed
least
to get this
one.
off his chest. Sometimes you just have to get it
And,
off your
yeah.
chest.
So
You're done. He's done. He's been done.
Yeah, he's done.
Well, yeah, I think when he almost got his arm sawed off, he's like,
I don't think that was the moment. I think losing Mr. Lee was
that was it. When somebody died.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is when he confesses and he says, I only wanted to live like you.
Normal.
Yeah. I just wanted to have what you guys had. Because a lot of these kids, Minnie didn't have. I mean, her parents died. She didn't really have.
Well, she was living with an aunt and uncle. She definitely had a middle class lifestyle.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, she wanted more and sold herself to do it.
So they fight over her phone because is this what
so they confront so she confronts him. He actually confesses, right? And gets on the knees and forgiveness, and she just like forgives him and walks away. But I think Jisoo, I think somewhere in his head, Jisoo was like, wait, hold on, that was a little bit too easy. And then turns around and
she's listening.
She's listening
to
right then and there, which is stupid.
I know, that's so dumb. People do that all the time on TVs. I hate that on shows.
It's like and listen to it immediately, and then Jisoo figures it out. They struggle for the phone. She falls down the stairs, busts her head open, and she dies. No, she didn't die.
Oh.
There is no confirmation that she's dead. She's not dead. At least not yet.
You said Mr. Lee wasn't. You said Mr. Lee was dead.
The reason why. I have evidence.
What's your evidence?
I have evidence because when they picked her up in the ambulance.
Always watch evidence. Remember, we were watching.
Crazy, right?
Who was that comedian we were watching?
Oh, Ron Chiang. Yeah. Ron Chiang.
Evidence. Show me the evidence.
Show me the evidence.
Show me the evidence that Mr. Lee's really dead.
So I don't. You're right. There's a possibility that he could wind up being in season 2. And I hate saying it, but yes.
Is there a season 2? Or you're just saying it?
I'm just speculating.
Oh.
I'm speculating.
Okay.
But the reason why, so it was about Minhee. It was about Minhee is that when the ambulance came and picked her up, they had her in a neck brace and they didn't have her so she wasn't covered. And there was a tear running down her eye.
Okay, you're right.
So
maybe she did.
She's at least alive enough.
But we don't know nothing else. So he's in the bathroom washing up. I'm telling you, I had that situation happen to me just last weekend with the girls' basketball team. That's what it looked like.
Oh, damn.
I'm not kidding. Wow. One of the girls, we had a.
I'm a basketball coach. I don't know. It was like
and our daughter plays
coach girls basketball.
And our daughter plays basketball, but one of the girls got hit in the face, and I went into
somehow she hits a girl right in the teeth. Right so here. It's like right there, right across the brow line, and poof, blood everywhere.
I go into the bathroom. It looks exactly like that.
Wow, that's deep.
I'm not kidding.
That's deep.
Blood all over the floor, and because when I saw him, I'm like, really? Like you really made it that big of a mess? You couldn't have tried to contain that? But of course, he's freaking out. Maybe he just fell down the stairs. But
And I
yeah,
don't know why he's so bloody.
I know, but I'm telling you, this girl, she had a little cut, blood everywhere, every three
So
sinks, and on the floor,
yeah.
all over her, all over the shoe. And I'm like,
It was not a little cut, by the way. She's saying a little cut. It was not a little cut. It
well,
needed 8 stitches.
yeah, it
That's
wasn't
not
little, but I'm just
a
saying
little
for the
cut.
amount of the way it looked like.
That wasn't like the little cut that you had when you had me take you to the emergency room and all they did was give you a Band-Aid.
I don't like blood. I freak out.
She wouldn't even let me look at it, folks. And I was trying to look at it, and it's like she was like, because it was the mandolin slicer,
I
wasn't
was
it? It was like the
slicing
mandolin slicer, and she
potatoes.
cut herself, and
Hey,
she just freaked
I still have
out.
a
You want me to kiss it for you?
I still have a scar. It was so bad. There's a scar there.
Wow.
I felt so good though when we were at the emergency room and the guy was taking care of me. Oh,
I
was
would have
like-
taken care of you just like that at home for $200 less.
and he was so nice.
Gave her a Band-Aid. We went to emergency
didn't
room,
he
stayed there
didn't
for
but
an
you know
hour, 2 hours.
You know what he had that you didn't? He had some sympathy for me. He was really nice. He didn't even make me feel bad. He was just like, oh, let me put that Band-Aid on you. Clean it up. Like, please clean it up. Put a Band-Aid.
I was just like, Alice wouldn't let me look at it. And so she was just like, give me that
You're
medicine.
not that kind of doctor. I wanted a
you're
real
right.
doctor to
You're
look at
right.
my cut.
All I had, if she would have just showed it to me, I would have been like,
No.
you man. Anyway, that was $200 of self-care there.
But I felt really good.
I'm glad you
I
did.
felt safe.
After spending $200 on a Band-Aid, that Band-Aid better made you feel like you could fly to the moon. That's what
I thought I was going to bleed to death. I thought I was going to bleed to death.
You're killing me. I don't
I'm like, Bruce,
did I do this? I think I did this. I think I'm the one that did this.
I was like, Bruce, looking through the potatoes and see if my finger's there. I might have sliced it off. There's so much blood.
Golly. It was so golly. I'm telling you. That was a little cut.
Okay, the worst
The
part
basketball player that we're talking about, Denise's cut needed 8 stitches to close.
The worst part.
And she will have an incredibly cool ass scar right across her brow line.
The worst part, I just had Carter. So he was like just a couple weeks old. I'm like, I don't want to leave him without a mother. Take me to the doctors.
Okay, we're done. Let's keep.
Was that the time my parents had to come over, or we took them? No, I think we took them.
No, we didn't take them.
Okay.
They came over. Somebody came over. Watch kids. Well, we got you a Band-Aid at the emergency room.
Say it like that. It does sound a little funny.
Let's finish this.
Okay, where am I? Oh, so Kite, I don't think we talked about it. Oh, Kite goes to the banana karaoke because I think he found the hat. So I think he's going there to figure out something.
For him, there's loose ends also.
Yeah, so
Remember,
that's why he's there.
We've kind of concluded that Kite
He-
is a little bit
He's gonna be a
brighter.
detective. We're gonna see him in the next episode. In the next drama, he's gonna be a detective.
Yeah, we've concluded that he's a little bit brighter
He
than
has a
what
little
we were led to
intuition.
believe. And so he's following his intuition and it leads him to the banana.
So he
karaoke.
talks to Mi Jung and he's
Yes.
talking to her, and they never really say it. But the next thing he shows up at
Jisoo's apartment.
Jisoo's apartment.
And this is
gets
where it
ugly.
all
I did
goes
not-
down. Yeah.
I did not think it was going to go down like this. He goes there. For whatever reason, he calls Minhee on his phone, and Sue has her phone.
Oh no, because he was confronting Sue,
Yeah.
right, about Minhee, and he's like, well, should I talk to Minhee myself?
Oh.
And then pling, and then he hears her phone going off in the back,
And there's blood on the phone.
and there's blood on the phone, and yeah, he loses it.
And doesn't he stab him? He stabs him.
Yeah, well, Jisoo tried to protect himself, and Jisoo hit him with the thing.
Uh-huh.
No, because that was Ree coming in later on. But yeah, no. So he tried to stab him with something, and then Kite takes it and pow, 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 pow,
Oh my
shanked him like in the
God.
prison.
Were you expecting that?
I was not expecting it to go down like that.
Kite.
No,
Okay.
that made sense. I wasn't caught by surprise by that. I just wasn't expecting that
I did not
scene to go the way
Kite
that it
would
did.
I didn't think he would do that. Okay. This goes back.
That was some prison yard savagery right there. Yeah,
I
for sure.
know. This goes back a couple episodes when we talked about Kite and the gangster guy protecting their girlfriends. Remember we had that big old episode where you were like, no, this one happened because the guys, oh, I don't know what we were talking about exactly about, can men be prostitutes? And, this would only happen if, a man finds out his girl is doing something
Oh
about
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
whole
yeah,
getting
yeah.
back revenge thing.
Mhm.
But
This kind of proves your point.
Kite, what is it? What he wanted to protect her honor or his?
But
A little bit
it's always his.
because
It's
so when she told him when
it's
Min he
always
told
selfish.
when Min he told Kite that she did compensated dating,
Hmm.
he probably did hate it. And this is a way it manifested by him to go after the for him to go, after the pimp
Yes.
and then finding out that it's Sue and stabbing him. That
Yeah.
was that's how it
That's
came
pretty
out.
much how that went down. Yeah. And so you are correct, or like when we talked about how um you wouldn't need, like, if you were a male, well, not correct, but it was just like you were talking about being a male and a pimp, do you need protection? And it's like, and I was saying no, and you were saying yes, because there's going to be jealous boyfriends, whether that's, here or there. And so what you see right now is, in some way, shape, or form, a jealous boyfriend that went after the pimp. And so, but it doesn't anyway. It's
Well,
it was pretty deep.
Ree shows up just in time to knock Kite out over the head,
Yep.
and they
He
try.
called her right, yeah, because Sue called her right before that, and it was just like, save me, like
Yeah.
he
He said she
lost
would.
it, yeah. And that's what I'm saying in
Oh, when he
regards
called her
to
and said yes,
save me. That was what he said,
he
save
was gonna
me,
go.
and he was about to go,
Well, of course,
and
after he was stabbed and everything, I mean, he wants to
no, it
get
wasn't.
out.
I think the timeline was
Oh,
off.
okay. It was right before that where he was kind of flipping out,
He had
had a
lost
little
it. Yeah,
breakdown.
he broke down, and he called Ree to say and said, save me. And
And then
because remember, he had just got finished. I mean, I don't want to say offing Minhee, but he went down that road,
It got bad.
and so
That's right.
he lost it. That made him lose it, and Ree's the one that can handle stuff. That's right up Ree's alley to
So
handle stuff like that.
they're like in the stairwell, Ree and Sue. They're
Hmm.
sitting there in the stairwell because he's bleeding
Yeah,
out.
they can't take him to a hospital.
Yeah. And the detective shows up and they're gone.
And they're gone. That's it.
Okay, so we started out this episode talking a lot about um what the meaning of all of this was, this show, what
Social
South.
commentary on
Yeah.
capitalism and
Yeah. So what do you think now that it's
prostitution.
over? Now that this is over, what are you thinking?
At least
And
this season is over, because they let there's
can
so
we stop talking about the second season?
no, because I mean, to understand how they ended it is to say, yeah, a second season
Okay.
is definitely
What
probably
do
being
you think they
negotiated.
were really trying to say? Because they got away. It was bad. Of course, it was horribly bad. Everything that happened, people died, but they got away.
Well, right now.
Okay, let's just talk about what we know right now.
Okay, so if we just say they got away.
I know. What does that say about what we were talking about, what they were trying to say about capitalism? And they got away. They didn't get away with it. Technically, they didn't get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
They left it as they got away.
Mhm.
So what do you think they were saying? Maybe like, yeah, you might get away with it, but look at what the damage that you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
And for South Koreans, the culture, I would think that that is a bit more powerful than like to
Because
say this is the social damage that you just got finished doing,
yeah,
chasing
yeah,
capitalism.
yeah. Because they care. They care
Is
about
yeah,
their
because they care about in theory they care about the
the
people,
whole
right?
everybody, yeah, their
The
country and
country, right? They care about that way well. I won't say yeah, no, way more than what the United States
I think
would
so.
do, um, for a lot of different reasons. So just throwing that out there, right? But yeah, you know what? It's like I'm about to do a big like this to make this mega connection here, and right after this, we're gonna record something else here called "All of Us Are Dead." But the thing that I'm seeing right now is this is not like we're not going to be capitalist. That's not what this wound up being. What this wound up being is that we have to adjust ourselves. We have to be better at capitalism, but understand that there's serious consequences. That's what I wound up seeing because I saw kind of like the same thing manifest itself in All of Us Are Dead, where the zombies wound up adapting, and so
Mhm.
it's like here they are critiquing something, and then the zombies became like almost like regular people, and it's kind of like, ooh, what does that mean? Right, you see what I'm saying, right? It's like, so there was this blending that happened, and it's in a couple of things that I saw this blending. It's in Sweet Home also, where it's just this blending, the monster and the innocent, and then they blend together. I saw this in or this is also in Demon Slayer, which is Japanese, or it's an anime, and so this blending, and so I'm like, huh.
Hmm.
So this is not saying to not do it, because quite honestly,
They're just
that's
saying,
the
don't get
world that we
caught.
live in, and not even necessarily don't get caught, is that our community, our people are going to have to go through a shift, and it's going to be painful, but this is part of. And if do you really
Hmm.
want this? Do you really want to be at the top of it? Because the people at the bottom, the people in the middle, we don't get affected by stuff like that, right? Like the big mega billion-dollar corporations and stuff like that, we don't get affected by stuff
What
out
about
in the middle.
Minhy's or Ree's character and the relationship she had with her parents?
I actually
What
liked
is,
how that wrapped up,
I guess I was asking, like, what is
because
it saying?
that was literally the capitalist parents teaching their kid to be capitalist, and then the kid did the capitalist thing, which was like, I mean, not capitalist necessarily, but like, yo, this is unchecked capitalism. Unchecked capitalism will extort. That's laissez-faire
Mm.
capitalism. It's like the capitalism without rules and regulations. It'll do anything in order to get what it wants. And so
That's
she
so,
did.
yeah, you're right. You're right. They're
She
like, look,
did
this is what you
whatever she
wanted.
wanted. Yeah, this is what you wanted. You wanted me to be a business person. Guess what? I'm sitting here negotiating with you right now, and business wise, and go. This is extortion. What
Smart.
is negotiation? And it sounds like
And she did it,
extortion,
she
but
did it in a safe space with her parents.
yeah, there's that.
Very interesting. And Minhee, you said you didn't like Minhy's character. What do you say?
It's just, like I said, it sounds weird for me to like not take the side of the underage girl that was, abused in all of this, but it's just like, yeah, that is exactly the person that needs to be protected. When you legalize this is why you set age limits on alcohol consumption. This is why you set age limits on smoking. This is why you set age limits on marijuana usage. This is why you set age limits. And I'm not saying that to say I'm advocating for it or whatever. I do know that we're moving towards this road in the same way that we have gone socially, have moved towards certain things like legalizing same-sex marriages, how we have gone through all these things. We're going through so how we've legalized marijuana, how we are going through a space where we will legalize prostitution in our lifetime. We will see legalized
So I
prostitution.
know we kept talking about Minhee being underage. This all happened because she was underage. Oh, it's Minhee's fault. But what about Ree and Sue? They're also underage, and they
Yeah,
were.
and they mismanaged their product. They mismanaged the business.
Well, could he even have done this without Minhee? Would that have been okay? I mean, I feel like the
Like I
drama.
said, if you do that, then this becomes risky business. This becomes where you this becomes a space where you can just where you literally can glamorize the business model.
But was it okay that he's underage doing this? Can he legally do this with 21-year-olds?
Sure.
Can
Well,
he be a
see, and
pimp?
that's why you would set age limits like all around, while regulation may wind up helping out. The thing is, though, is that to me, like this wound up ending off critiquing like the intelligence of the younger crowd, right? Does not just because you're smart doesn't mean that you're wise. And so they did something really smart. He was really smart. Ree is really smart. Not the wisest people in the bunch, though, right? If they were wise,
Well, they got,
things would have been different.
yeah.
And like I said, with risky business, I keep bringing it up, folks. Feel free to go back, old Tom Cruise movie and stuff like that. Feel free to go back to that and whatnot. But for real, all you do when you walk out of risky business, all you do is just go like, business model. It's an amazing business model. The girl next door, using porn stars to make a sex ed tape, freaking genius. That was Girl Next Door or something like that. And then risky business, like I said, all it was just like, it was just, like I said, you get to just sit there and praise the business model. If you do everything right, of everything's quote above board and stuff like that, everything is consenting adults and things like that, then you just praise the business model. This wasn't that, right? It's like, this is young people doing things unwise and whatever. And so, like I said, it was much more of a critique on, like, it wound up being a lot more of a critique on young people should not be doing stuff. Y'all are not wise enough to be doing this kind of stuff.
Risky business. So overall, did you like it?
Oh, I absolutely.
I thought it was entertaining. I like the characters.
Yeah.
I really liked the characters. They did a good job blending all the characters, and they all worked well with each other.
Yeah, the conversations we got into on this one are far different than the ones that we get into with Boys Over Flowers or whatever it is, the regular romantic stuff that we know that we can watch. But this is what I'm going to tell you, this Netflix revolution, it's literally is driving Korean dramas into this space. Like, I mean, when was the last, like, we watched Kingdom, we're watching all these things, and it's like, because and Alice was even saying we need to go back to one of those old school
original
ones.
sappy.
Yeah, because that's literally what happened to the movie industry for us, right? Like in the United States, right? It's like you got to go back to catch one of these classically romantic type of deals. Now it's like it's much more about.
These aren't the dramas that we fell in love with.
We're
enjoying them, but that's not what we fell in love with. We fell in love with those older Boys Over Flowers.
Winter Sonata.
Yeah, we fell in love with those.
Coffee Prince.
Yeah, and now they're like
Ghostess.
So Americanized, which they're entertaining. They really are, but I really do want to go back and watch.
Yeah, I mean, what we're missing, part of what we're missing is the South Korea that was much more focused on itself and creating romance for itself than it was for creating it for the world.
Yeah, I definitely, I think one of our next dramas are going to be one of those. I don't know if it's going to be the next one, but I definitely want to add in one of these older traditional ones that we fell in love with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's I hear you. I'm gonna watch whatever you want to watch. Well, because I got some side hustles now. It's like
Bruce has gone rogue. He's off on his own.
I watched some other stuff that I'm confident that Alice wouldn't appreciate them all that much.
It's good because you're gonna do one right now. Let's finish this because you're gonna do what is it? We're all dead.
All of us are dead.
All of us are dead. So this was extracurricular. Let us know what you guys think.
Let us know if you think there's going to be a season 2 because of all the damn loose ends that they left up in this.
But it was good.
boy.
Overall, I liked it.
Yeah.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining. I'd much rather have binged this one. Like, I mean, what was it, 10 episodes?
It was fun.
I would have killed this in one weekend,
Yeah,
like easy, but yeah, because just the
good.
pacing of
It
it,
was
it was definitely there.
Okay.
But anyway,
thanks for listening and watching. If you're following us, this will probably be the last YouTube video we do for a while.
yes,
Because we have some other projects going on. So this may be
maybe she's going to school.
I'm probably gonna go back to school. So this will
And
probably
then
be
I'm
the
going to start
last.
coaching again.
Yeah.
Football season is just right around the corner for us.
And we're not getting a ton of views. So it's kind of, so we're gonna, we'll still be doing the podcast if you're following along. But thanks for listening. This is Talk K-Dramas with Bruce and Alice. And please subscribe. Give us 5 stars wherever you're listening. Thank you.
Bye.